So you've probably clicked onto this video, and before I begin, I know what you're thinking. This guy has 63 subscribers, or what the heck does he know about YouTube growth? About a month ago, I started my YouTube content creation journey, and I had 0 subscribers and 0 views. So I have made decent growth up until this point. But obviously, as I want my content creation to expand and grow, I want that 63 subscriber number to go up as quickly as possible. So in this video, I'm using it as a how I intend to grow my YouTube platform using expert tips from other YouTubers that I have found, talking about how I'm going to exploit the YouTube Studio data system. And this is obviously something that you can do as well if you're starting out in your YouTube journey too, and why all these things in combination will inevitably lead to success for me and help me achieve my goal of reaching monetization or 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 public watch hours in as quickly as a period as possible. So one of my favorite YouTubers is Ali Abdaal, and he is a productivity researcher-esque YouTuber that I really enjoy watching. He creates really engaging material and who comes from a similar background as me because he does medicine at Cambridge University. And he has this really good system, a 3-step system for creating a YouTube and how to generate growth and create good quality videos. First of those phases is get going. And the idea behind this phase is you just want to create 3 videos, regardless of how good they are. Just put out 3 videos so you can gain confidence in recording yourself with a camera and then learning how to upload onto YouTube and all the really basic things and fundamentals that you will need going forward. This is because a huge hurdle that new YouTubers and content creators have is that ability to get started. And this could be out of fear, out of not having the time, but really just getting going and creating a first few videos and putting them on the internet will get you going. So this is a phase that I have passed already, and I am sort of moving between phase 2 and phase 3. So the second phase is get good, and then in brackets enough, because obviously there's always room to improve on what you're doing, and you're unlikely to master all the skills immediately. And this is something that I'm holding close to home because I feel like my videos, while they're getting there, they're not amazing yet. So according to Ali, there are a number of different things that contribute to you creating a good video. One of those is creating attractive thumbnails. And this is something that I've been trying to work on and have been taking sort of more portrait-esque photos with the blurred background and then creating sort of small animations on the side as well. And this is something that I will likely have done for this video as well. I've also been pursuing a strategy where each video that I create, I try to pick up one new skill in the editing process, because effective editing is a really hard thing to manage and find out what works for you and for your audience. So I've been doing that sort of jump cut editing system, which I feel is really effective for me because I like to get lots of points across as I can. And I feel like in the videos that I've created so far, you can already see sort of a natural progression. In the first few videos that I created, you could see me sort of umming and ahhing when I talk to a camera. And I feel like that's because I've developed slightly more confidence and know-how as to when I need to talk, and having a clear picture in my head as to what I'm going to say. And the other thing is when I am editing, I noticed that when I would stop talking, I would immediately look away and try and figure out what I was going to say and not keep my eyes sort of locked on the camera as well, which is, I feel, a really unengaging sort of process to have in a YouTube channel. And really the process of getting good, you can sort of compare it to like creating a new recipe in a kitchen. The first time you do it, you will struggle. There will be certain things that you get wrong. You might overcook the rice, you might plate it wrong. And the idea is that once you do that recipe a couple more times, things will start to click and get more natural. But then when you get familiar with those sort of new ingredients and cooking techniques, things begin to feel a bit more natural and you gain a lot more confidence in what you're trying to do. And that's what I feel I'm getting to with my YouTube content creation journey. And the third stage that Ali describes is get smart. So the idea behind this is that you've created a few videos and now you want your channel to explode. You want to see more views, more likes, more subscribers. And there's sort of 3 extra steps as part of this phase. The first is getting people to click. The second is to keep people watching. And the third rule is to leave people satisfied. So this sort of combines stage 2 and 3 a little bit, because obviously you want, first of all, the person to click through an attractive thumbnail, through an attractive title. You want them to keep watching and you want it to bring value to their lives. And that should ultimately be the goal of content creation, to bring value into someone's life and feel that when they've watched their video, they have either learned something or gotten something from it. Now, my specific niche and selling point, I feel, is academics and research, which can only really go so far, I feel, as a YouTube creator. I also quite enjoy organisation and productivity, and those sort of things really apply to a much wider audience because they can apply everywhere. The next thing is trying to understand what kind of content your audience is responding to. So even though I've created a small amount of videos, YouTube Analytics has already identified some things that my viewers are doing. So the first thing you need to recognize when you're a small creator like I am with 63 subscribers at the time of posting this video is that people are unlikely to be looking at you up specifically. What they're going to be doing is looking up search terms, and then eventually your hope is that they will stumble upon your videos. So even though I've created a small amount of videos, if someone were to type in Cambridge PhD, they might stumble into me, which is what my YouTube Analytics is telling me. So I'm going to try and cram Cambridge PhD into every title. But this YouTube Studio tool is a really important thing for new creators to use because it can help them understand what their audience is responding to and then increase engagement for your future videos. So this sort of leads me into my next plan for growth, and that is to use my social media channels. So over the past 7-8 months or so, I've been using Twitter a lot. And I've been doing all I can to grow my Twitter because I felt that academic Twitter is such a massive thing on the internet and a way for researchers to spread their information and their studies onto the internet in a nice, engaging way. So I have gone from about 50 followers at the start of the year to 3,500 followers. And that's definitely contributed a little bit to my viewership in the start anyway. The other thing that I've been working on is my LinkedIn. I feel like building a good professional profile with a nice clean look is really important to help with your growth and professional development. And YouTube Studio also helps me identify in the analytics section that Twitter and LinkedIn are the main drivers for engagement in my YouTube as well. And the ultimate idea behind using your social medias to boost your YouTube is ultimately your video will not play unless it is clicked on. So having your video appear in lots of different sites in as many places as possible is so important for growth because it might bring in a new subscriber, someone that's potentially interested in you, which will hopefully then lead to them sharing your video across all these different platforms as well. But I think the most important thing to have when you're starting a YouTube channel is a really strong motivation and desire to push YouTube content out as quickly as possible and to enjoy what you're doing. I remember this very important lesson that I was taught when I was looking for a placement year as part of my undergraduate degree. I wasn't having a lot of luck originally as part of my job searching, so I ended up going to a placements officer to discuss what I could be doing for them to have a look at my CV, potential applications, and potential jobs that might be well suited for me. And one of the things that I remember saying was, I feel like I just need to throw my CV and to see where it sticks. And the placement officer said, this is not a good strategy because ultimately you are going to be doing this job for 1 year of your life. So if you don't enjoy it at the start, you're going to have a really, really long and horrible year. And the same sort of thing applies to YouTube. I'm really enjoying what I'm doing. So the same sort of thing applies to YouTube. If I am looking at these YouTubers who are saying exactly what you need to be doing when you're creating videos, if I'm using YouTube Analytics to identify what my viewers are looking at, in combination with this sort of intrinsic motivation that I have to want to push out content, these things will really help me achieve my goal of getting 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 public watch hours and eventually be able to monetize my videos. And so long as I retain that sense of motivation that I've got and use these other strategies, I feel I can only reach that as quickly as possible. So even though this video was slightly more about me and what I'm wanting to do with YouTube, I do hope that these tips have brought some form of value to you if you're wanting to start out as a YouTube content creator as well. And if you did enjoy the video, then please leave a like or a comment because it really helps me understand what kind of things that my viewers are liking. And if you haven't already, then please consider subscribing because it is free and you can always change your mind after the video as well. And until my next video, I hope you have a wonderful day, brilliant rest of your week, and thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.